Hey, all right. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever it is that you're watching this video. I wanted to do a very quick because I really don't want to go through a lot of this because I don't know, it's very easy. It's a very easy concept, okay? And I don't know where this has come. I did a lot of research on trying to figure out where these ideas that I keep hearing from come from, and I just wanted to make clear right up front that this idea of using as a defense or an argument that you're a quote, a living man, a living human, a stateless person, a sovereign citizen, whatever the words are, all you're going to do is end up in jail or paying a fine, depending on what it is that you're being charged with. Okay, it's like I recently told a client. I had a client, and he's a great guy, great guy. I'm not disparaging people individually. I'm disparaging their legal arguments. But he had mentioned to me about having like some kind of passport or something that he was not a citizen of any country. And I kind of jokingly made the comment, well, okay, I'll tell you what, you have your country's Secretary of State or whatever the person is, send a letter stating that you don't fall under that jurisdiction because you're a citizen of whatever country that you think you are, that you're a stateless person, I guess, but I don't know how you have a passport and be a stateless person. Um, these arguments just don't work. Okay, they just don't. I got 2 emails this week from 2 different people asking me to take on their cases, and they have good cases. Don't get me wrong, they have good cases, but they're like, well, will you file the correct paperwork to make sure that I'm recognized as a living human or a living person? And I said, no, I will defend you, but I'm not. I'm going to do it the right way. I'm not going to do it that way because all you're going to do is I first of all, I can't do it because it's not a legal argument. There's no such thing as uh, the fact that the courts don't have jurisdiction over you because you're a quote living human. Let me tell you something. If a Martian flew here into the state of Texas, or even any state in the United States, but in the state of Texas, a Martian flew here and is alleged to have committed a crime. Um, the courts have jurisdiction over that Martian. It doesn't matter if he's stateless, if he's got a state, if he's from Mars, if he's not from this planet, if he's not from this country, if he's not from this. It doesn't matter. If you are in the limits of Texas, you are subject to the jurisdiction of the laws and the courts. I mean, whether we like that or not, it's just the reality. And even if we're right and they're wrong, guess who's got the power of the ability to legally use force and throw you in a cage? The government. And that's what they're going to do because the system is set up the way it is under a constitutional republic. And as long as you're within the territorial bounds of the United States or the state of Texas, you fall under the jurisdiction of those laws, whether you like it or not. Also, this idea that, oh, but my name is in all caps and that's not me. That means that I'm a corporate entity. No, it doesn't. Okay, it doesn't. It's called styling. It's called stylizing, styling. It doesn't matter if it's in italics and cursive. It doesn't matter if it's even written in Arabic, although it would because we have to use English in our courts. But the fact that your name is in caps has absolutely zero bearing on whether or not you're the person charged. They can put it in all lowercase. That is your name. And that's what they're charging you with. And so while I'm more than willing to help people uh, whose rights are violated, don't come to me with this BS about I'm a living human being. I'm a what's the word? A stateless person, or I'm a sovereign citizen, or I'm a citizen of, or I'm not a citizen of any country. I have diplomatic papers. Okay, well then just have your Secretary of State send me your diplomatic immunity paperwork, and I'll get these charges dismissed. Oddly, no one's ever taken me up on that. So while I really don't know where this stuff comes from in the internet, And I see a lot of people quoting the UCC, the Uniform Commercial Code. Ladies and gentlemen, that refers to commercial activity. It doesn't refer to the law. It refers to commercial law and merchants and how commercial products and services and fees and contracts and all of those kinds of things are to be litigated. But the UCC, if you're in a criminal case, whether it's a speeding ticket or an aggravated assault, and you start whining about the UCC, well, the UCC has no place in a criminal court. It's not a criminal statute. It's the Uniform Commercial Code for a reason. People argue that, oh, well, but the government is a corporate entity, and because it's a corporate entity, then I have to contract with them. And since I have to contract with them, the UCC code predominates. No. The only reason that there are what's called tax IDs and corporations are established at the government level is because we live in a capitalist society where money is transferred under this corporate structure. And so only the financial aspect of government taking in fees, handling fees, transferring fees, making payments, handing out different benefits, just because of the way our system is set up, it only deals in corporations. That's just the way it is. So the financial process of government is corporate, but the government itself is government. It's separate from corporations. And it only calls itself that to be able to move money around. Okay. Because that's the way the system is set up. I know this isn't probably what a lot of people want to hear, and a lot of people are going to disagree with me, and some people probably don't like me. But look, if your rights are violated, I don't care if you call yourself Sacagawea. Okay. Your rights were violated. But when we go into that court, don't ask me to use Sacagawea if that's not your name. Don't ask me to tell the court that that's not you because your name is in all caps, or that's not you because you're a sovereign citizen, or that's not you because you're a natural human living being. You know, there was a guy up, I think it was in Montana, and he went viral. I remember this video about him. I am a natural man and blah, blah, blah. And he kept interrupting. And guess what? The guy was found guilty. Now, if you don't believe me, there's already, the sovereign citizen and the living human being stuff has already been litigated all the way up, not just to the Supreme Court, but here in the Fifth Circuit. You can look up United States v. Weast, W-E-A-S-T. That is 811 F 3rd 743 is just one of them in many cases that deals with this issue. The reason I chose that particular case is because if you read through all of that, it has other cases in there that it refers to that might help you. There are also, let me see, I've also got another case here. You can look at Bradford v. Kummerfeld. This is an Eastern District Court in the Eastern District of Texas, Texarkana. You can look at West v. Bornunda, Bornunda. That is a Fifth Circuit case. United States v. Benabi. That's a Seventh Circuit, so that doesn't really apply here, but it's still a Second Circuit. There are some Fourth Circuit cases, First Circuit cases, and then there's Terry v. Makachek, which is Machichek, and that's also in the Texas Eastern District, and that's a 2022 case, so it's pretty recent. But there's all kinds of case law that this sovereign citizen stuff, this living human being stuff, this natural living human stuff just does not apply. Okay. And while I believe in rights and I will fight for your rights, I'm not going to engage in legal theories that are baseless and frivolous, really. You start filing this stuff, the court's just going to start censuring you because it's frivolous. And you should know that the courts have already decided this issue of whether or not a natural living human being has any, that the courts have any jurisdiction over that person. So please don't do it. Let's just stop it. I know there's people on the internet that say, oh my gosh, this stuff works. I guarantee you it doesn't. You find me the case law that a an appellate court overturned a conviction or a decision because, hey, he said he was a natural living human and you got no jurisdiction over him. Find me a single case where a court, any court, anywhere at the appellate or higher level, I don't even know if you got something at the trial court level, but at any appellate court level or higher that says, oh, okay, this guy's nope, you were wrong, trial court. This guy said he was a natural living human. You had no jurisdiction, so we're tossing out his conviction. All right, send me that case law. Before I did this video, I looked up, as you can tell, because I just quoted a whole bunch of cases, trying to find out where is this coming from? Where is this coming from? And it's just coming from the internet, and it's baseless and it's frivolous. Don't get yourself in trouble. I would love to defend you, but I'm going to defend you the right way, and I'm going to get you acquitted the right way, and we're going to hold people accountable the right way. I'll tell you, I almost immediately just want to delete, whenever someone says, my given name is this, but yet I'm a natural human being and I'm contacting you because I think my rights were violated. Well, let me ask you something. If the laws don't apply to you, what makes you think the Constitution applies to you? Because if you're a natural living being and none of the laws of the country apply to you, why are you using the UCC? Isn't that a law? If the laws don't apply to you, why are you invoking and talking about case law and quoting cases to me? Cases, by the way, that have absolutely nothing to do with your issue. People pick and pull things out and then try to make them into something they're not. But if you're not subject to the jurisdiction of the United States or the state of Texas, why are you quoting United States law and state law and constitutional principles? Because that's the law. You can't have it both ways. You can't say you're not subject to the law while quoting the law to show that you're not subject to the law. It just doesn't make any sense. So, all right, that's it. You guys take care. Be safe. Be free. I got a lot of work to do, so I'm going to get right back to it.